Now I want to talk to you about digital cameras. Traditionally, the choice of what to buy has focused on two main types. The compact camera, cheap, light, easy to use, you can take them anywhere, and the digital SLR, much bigger and heavier, but with a bigger sensor for better image quality and the versatility of a whole range of interchangeable lenses. But now there's a new kind of camera that could potentially offer the best of both worlds. They're compact, but they have the same size sensor as a digital SLR and the versatility of interchangeable lenses. But do they actually deliver? The only way to find out was some real-world testing. So Pollyanna and I took a couple of promising examples and headed off on a day trip with the intention of taking some super snaps.
We've been told to meet at St Pancras Station to find out what our challenge would be.
This place is beautiful. Thank you. I say, John and Pollyanna, your destination today is Disneyland Paris. Your train leaves in 1 hour's time, and your challenge is to take the best photos you can in these categories: landscape, portrait, and action shot.
Disneyland!
I know, splendid, isn't it?
OK, well, John, we've got an hour before the train even leaves, so if I'm going to win, I've got to be off.
Yes, but actually, we're right in the middle of some gorgeous architecture. I mean, it's marvellous, isn't it? There wasn't a moment to lose. Time to get snapping with our respective choices of camera.
I'd chosen the Olympus E-PL1. It has 12.3 megapixels and a 2.7-inch LCD screen.
Whereas I'd opted for the Sony Alfa NEX-5. It has a whopping 14.2 megapixels and claims to be the world's smallest and lightest interchangeable lens camera.
Interchangeable lenses can be of higher quality than compacts, and you can pick the one you need for a particular shot. They also allow the camera to have a higher quality, bigger sensor, essential if it's going to match DSLR image quality. That is just gorgeous. I think that will give me the best shot. However, I only got a standard lens on here. I need to get my wide-angle lens just to make sure I can get all of that in. The wide-angle lens gave a great sense of perspective. Well, I'm happy.
I too had my wide-angle lens on, and I'd found the Sony had a rather nifty trick up its sleeve. It does have a sort of built-in panorama mode, where if you pan the camera around, it'll automatically stitch the picture together. Oh, that's not bad. I think I'll just do one from further back. While the menu was annoyingly convoluted with very few buttons for the commonest functions, the fold-out screen was a great help. It really means you can put the camera on the floor without having to think about it and crouch down. That's great. In fact, it's quite a nice low angle, though.
Here we go. There's a few coming now. I was also experimenting with my camera's arty settings.
That was a good shot.
But when I came to those difficult angles, without a tilting screen like John's, I had to resort to sprawling all over the floor to see the screen. Although I started to get a little carried away, and the train's leaving time was looming. God, that was a nice shot. OK, how are we doing for time? We've got about 4 minutes. I'm miles away.
Right, well, I've got my shot. 2 minutes to the train.
With our landscapes in the bag, it was high time to board the Eurostar and depart for France.
It was Disneyland Paris that would provide us with the next shots we needed. With 15 million visitors a year, we were bound to get a few good portraits today.
I decided to take self-portraits to show everyone where I'd been.
Being the modest soul that I am, I chose to take snaps of my fellow tourists. And smile! One function I liked was the Sony's Auto HDR setting. Switching the dynamic range on. This takes 3 frames of the same picture, but at different exposure levels, then melds them together to show both the shadows and highlights more clearly. Excellent. Very good.
To get a nice bit of depth between me and the gorgeous backgrounds, I went for a telephoto lens. Let's see if this works. Quick, it's on timer! So annoying, the camera hadn't refocused once I jumped into shot, making the self-timer feature a bit of a dead loss. I might actually have to get someone to stand in. Excuse me. With help from a passerby, I could focus up, press the shutter, and substitute myself at the last minute. Can you remind us? Out of the way. I think it's taken it. Let's take a look. It's in focus.
With both our landscapes and portraits in the bag, all that was left was our action shots. And what better way to take them than to sample some of Disneyland's rides? This one's called Big Thunder Mountain. So I think you can try that.
Bring it on.
While Polly queued up, I wangled myself onto a special vantage point to get some action shots of her on the roller coaster. The Sony can take 7 frames a second, but I thought I'd get a faster looking shot if I slowed right down to get some nice motion blur. Set a slow shutter speed, try and pan with her, and continuous focus, try and choose my moment. After a couple of near misses, I got my shot. I thought my blurry action shots looked great, but no time to admire them, as it was my turn to hit the rides.
Now, I've just been on Thunder Mountain, and John's going on this. Hope he holds on tight. Now, I've got it in sports mode. Not that he's doing anything sporty, but I'm hoping to be able to get crystal clear action shots in sequence. The colours were great, but the 3 frames per second sports mode wasn't quite fast enough. It's actually quite frustrating. Even for this low-speed thrill ride.
Well, what a glorious day you both had there.
It was an absolute hoot.
It was fun. And you came back with a great set of pictures, which I've been having a look at. So let's have a little contrast. That's, Polly, that's your Olympus portrait. And John, this is yours on the Sony. Now, instantly, the exposure to me looks much better on this picture, doesn't it?
Definitely, there's a lot more definition on that.
OK, so that was the portrait. Now, the action sports shot was quite interesting because we saw there on the piece that you were really struggling.
The camera would only take 3 shots consecutively, and so you actually couldn't get any movement at all.
Whereas this one on the Sony is an absolute cracking shot. Look at the movement in that, and the character.
Sensation you move.
Really do get that
really
energy, don't you? So that really works.
Absolutely.
And then finally, your pictures of the station. Yeah, the panorama. Look at that. That works beautifully, doesn't it?
And that was so easy to take as well, wasn't it?
Straightforward and very quick, actually.
Yeah. But would you agree with me that on the day the Sony was the better camera?
Definitely.
Yes, I think they're both good, but the Sony definitely edged ahead. And so the Sony NEX-5 is the gadget show's favourite compact camera with interchangeable lenses.